Unless you've been living under a rock lately, you've been hearing the problem of SBMM or skill-based matchmaking going around the community. Those of you who do not know what skill-based matchmaking is, it is when the game will try to match you with players against similar skill levels. So high-level skill players against other high-level skill players, low against low, etc. This system has caused many complaints throughout the community recently. Even last year, Modern Warfare, people could tell it was super prevalent, made content creators hate the game. It was just an overall bad experience for a lot of people. These content creators start reminiscing on the past and saying, these games like Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops 2, these games didn't have skill-based matchmaking. Look how good they were. These were the most popular games ever. These games were so good. And then Activision kind of quietly said, skill-based matchmaking was in those games, which made me get to thinking. I don't think SBMM was as prevalent as it is now in those games. I think 99% of people would agree with that statement. But it also got me to thinking on a completely different line. What if SBMM wasn't the main problem, just an underlying factor? This led me to generating a kind of unique opinion, at least an opinion I haven't seen yet. So I thought I'd share that with you guys. The first point I came up with in my new opinion of that SBMM is only an underlying factor, not the main problem, is that I believe the average player has gotten much better from the golden age of COD like Modern Warfare 2 and Black Ops 2. This Call of Duty is such a popular game. Every year, people keep buying it. So the people who've been playing for so long, they just keep buying the game, they keep playing, and over time, even if you're not practicing and doing like all these drills and stuff to improve your aim, you're naturally going to get better over time. I cannot emphasize enough, you're going to get better eventually. It might not be, you probably will never get to a pro level, but you'll get to a decent level at least. And I believe that is exactly what has occurred here. In my opinion, I think this mass improvement started around Black Ops 2. And you might be asking yourself, how would you say that? How would you just pull that straight out of your butt? Why would you choose that game of all of them? And to answer that question, I have one simple answer. League play. For those of you who don't know, League play was the ranked playlist in Black Ops 2. It was insanely popular. And another place League play was insanely popular was on YouTube. These pro players would make League play stomping videos showing off, and I think that influenced the general public an insane amount. At the time, there were only League play and funny moments videos being made, about the multiplayer at least, so that's all people had to watch. Since League play is extremely competitive by nature, people naturally wanted to get better to emulate the people that they were watching. So they would watch how they would play. They would watch all these videos, all these uploads. I know I did. It's what sparked my interest in competitive. And so they would just get better and better. And maybe they didn't get amazing in Black Ops 2, but it sparked it and it gave them enough of a boost that then they bought the next game and they got better. Then they bought the next game and they got better. Then they bought the next game and got better. Anyone knows watching like a pro in a sport, esport, anything, it will make you a better player. If you're actively watching and you're even enjoying what you're watching, you're going to pay more attention and you're going to naturally pick up, if not actively pick up, things that they are doing. That's exactly how I learned. I watched Scump, pre-aim, scuff jump around corners, and that's how I learned how to do all of that. He's the one who taught me. He wasn't even meaning to teach, but that is exactly what he ended up doing, and I'm sure I'm not even close to being alone in that one. So since everyone's better at the game now, especially now, after all these years after that game released, I think it was like 8 years ago at this point, SBMM is the big hot topic. Everyone's complaining about these CDL rejects, as NerosCinema said in his last video, who are scuff jumping, slide canceling. If you don't know what those are, I'll definitely make a video on those whenever the full game comes out, because it's just impossible without custom matches. But people have been noticing that those kinds of players are all over their lobbies. And that's because people have gotten better. Like, I'm not saying that's the only problem. I'm thinking that's the main problem, though. It's not even a problem. It's just the natural progression of the game. Yes, SBMM is frustrating at times, but I don't think it's as strong as people think it is. I think the skill set the average player has now would make them a higher tier player in almost any of the older Call of Duties. A lot of people can play well now. So what I think's happening is everyone besides the noobs are getting put into the same lobbies, and these people are trying. And also, the overall mindset of a public match has changed. Call of Duty has went from a casual, relaxed game that you can play, like, you come home from school, you just play with your friends, it's super chill, super relaxed, to a constant sweat fest. But why is that? Yet again, I think a huge contributing factor is YouTube. People like me, well, not me, I don't have like any influence, but people who are in the same position as me, they would make videos dropping a double nuke in a lobby, doing this, doing any kind of insane thing like that. And all of these people would watch it. You can look back, like, those videos would get millions of views. They were insanely popular. So yet again, people wanted to emulate these people. They wanted to be the ones carrying their team. They wanted to be the ones dropping nukes on the enemy. That's fun. Whenever you're winning, that's fun. That's how people have fun now. They want to be that person. So guess what? They go into a game and they try their hardest every time. Because a lot of these people, they don't have another outlet for that competitiveness. In Modern Warfare, it didn't even have a ranked playlist. It had like a CDO rule set playlist, but there was nowhere for these people to like go play against each other. So like all like the relaxed people who just want to chill in a public match and just have fun, they can't do that. Because all those competitive players, they didn't want to go there. There's no point. So they would just stay in a public match and then they would just stomp those kids. The kids who were getting stomped, who just wanted to have fun, they don't like losing. No one likes losing. So what they would do is they would start trying too. And then they would start sweating. And then they would start slide canceling. And they would start scuff jumping. And all of this stuff, it's just a cycle. And it just doesn't end. But this isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's, to me, but I could see how it is a bad thing to several other people. This is just showing the natural progression. A lot of these people, for instance, they're probably similar to me. I started playing Call of Duty whenever I was around 12, 13, and I've played every single year since then, and I still have like bad games. I'm a human, but I am much, much, much better than I used to be. And many other people are in that same boat as me. And they shouldn't feel bad for playing how they want to play. Yes, I get it. It does ruin the relaxed atmosphere Call of Duty used to have. But in my opinion, that's been dead for a long time. And the same people complaining about it not being relaxed anymore are the same ones who caused it. I don't think they meant to. I really don't. But they did. All of them did. Another thing people have to realize is that the people complaining about skill-based matchmaking is like 5%, maybe 10% max of the community. A vast majority, especially like the super casual players, they're not going on Twitter to go rant about SBMM. They're not following all the pros. They're not watching their streams. They might watch their YouTube videos every now and then, but that's about it. But the vast majority of players is silent. Apparently, Modern Warfare sold around 30 million copies this year. I don't know if they're including the free Warzone in there, but they said they sold 30 million, so we'll take that at face value that they sold 30 million $60 games. These SBMM tweets get like 20,000 likes. That's nobody. Yes, that's a lot of interaction, but that's really nobody in the grand scope of things. Their videos on YouTube, if they get 200,000 views or even 500,000, that's still not a large percentage. The people who are complaining about SBMM are the very, very vocal minority. I think they've acknowledged it, but at the same time, that's the reality of the situation. Let's be real here. Activision, they're a multi-billion-dollar company. They're not going to implement the system and keep the system in place if it doesn't have kind of statistic or metric backing it up. The only way they start changing the system to what these people who have been very vocal about it, like, the only way they'll change it to what they want is if things stop working, if they stop selling games, if people stop buying microtransactions. But in Modern Warfare, they had the biggest profit margin that they've ever had. So they say, well, I mean, we obviously don't have access to their books or anything, but they said this is the most profitable Call of Duty ever. In my personal opinion, I think it was one of the worst Call of Duties ever, especially in multiplayer. Warzone's also not really my thing, so that doesn't help. That was the only thing a lot of people liked about the game, but Battle Royales aren't really my thing, so that's okay, but I can definitely see why people would enjoy it. The average player being better, the whole new atmosphere Call of Duty has, I really don't think SBMM is the problem. No, I'm not denying that they are placing you with players of similar skill level. I'm not denying that it doesn't exist. I just don't think it's as strong as people think it is. All these pro players and pub stompers who've been posting since way back in the day, like COD 4, they inspired people to play like them. People want to go on these high kill streaks. They want to earn a chopper gunner. They want to get a nuke. They want all that stuff. They want to get 100+ kill games. I think at this point, it's just unrealistic to expect a relaxed atmosphere like we used to have. Those after school lobbies, they're gone. They're not coming back anytime soon. I don't want people to take this the wrong way. I am 100% in the same boat as all these people complaining. I want there to be very minimal skill-based matchmaking. I want the game to be like, you get into a lobby with who you get into a lobby with. That's it. That's the end of the story. As I said earlier, the people who are complaining about it, like the Scumps, the NerosCinema, well, not really him, he's a different kind of YouTuber, but like the Korean Savage, Swag XBL, all these people, they encouraged this current system. They're the ones who influenced all of it. I 100% think they did not mean to. It is 100% accidental in my opinion, but it still happened, it's still a cause, and it's here to stay. I'm sure you guys are sick and tired of hearing about this already. I'm going to end the video here. Make sure to subscribe if you guys can. Just hit the like button, comment anything, just smash the keyboard. I don't really care. The algorithm will appreciate you very much. I will appreciate you very much. Thank you guys for watching.